Hi, good afternoon. Dale Thomas here again from the Love March Movement. We're fasted every single Wednesday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. We're dedicated to going hard before the Lord concerning sexual purity and the family. Our theme for this year is add value. Yourself, your family, your country. And we are just so excited about what's going on this year. We invite everybody to just, jump on board and see what we're doing and how we can add value to ourselves, our family, and our country this year. It's already come off to just such a great start with our church service for our second anniversary the other day. It was very, very beautiful. Alright. And this particular fasting video though, the topic is love means self-sacrifice. This is the Ash Wednesday edition, and Ash Wednesday is just one day in the year when we recognize Jesus's dedication to the preparation time for the start of his ministry. It's a really instrumental concept that Jesus grasped in this time when he decided he's going to zone in and focus on what is important in life before he goes into doing that actual thing, right? He decided that I love God so much that I am going to set aside all these other things, take myself away from all these temptations and just zone in on God. And there's a serious message in that. I encourage you, if you are thinking about purpose, if you are moving into and you want to start fulfilling God's dreams for your life, zone in on God. Get yourself away from all these temptations. A lot of persons are asking, who am I? What is my purpose? You want to find out your purpose? We do what Jesus did. But very importantly is, we cannot allow ourselves to be distracted by the schemes of the enemy. The devil came in and him trying to do him thing and tempted Jesus with three things in particular, right? In the same way, we cannot allow ourselves to be tempted by the enemy, because the devil's temptation leads to a derailment of our purpose. Boom, 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 write that down. All right? So Jesus fasted for 40 days before the start of his ministry, and he set aside time to see God's face and resist temptation that would distract him from his purpose. If we say we love God, that means we need to sacrifice ourselves for God. That's why Romans 12:1 is right there. If you don't know what that says, look it up, right? But show that you love God, sacrifice for him. Show that you love people, right? The greatest commandment, love God with all your heart, soul, mind, strength. Second commandment, love your neighbor as yourself, right? And Jesus said, as I have loved you, even deeper than that. So it's very important that if we say that we love God and love our neighbor, that means we must sacrifice ourselves for our neighbor. Right? Husbands, love you as Christ loved the church and gave himself for the church. John 3:16 also says, for God so loved the world that he gave. So it involves giving and sacrifice. Very important. We do it in the format, the fasting video. 3 points and 3 people. The first point I want to be praying about keeping these stuff in mind. So I want to pray that our young people in a world of self-indulgence would set aside time to see God's face and dig their roots deeper and harden themselves against temptation. We know that there are so many things. There's the music, there are the particular movie in theaters right now that could possibly, contribute to the derailment of a person's purpose. If we're talking about temptation, pulling persons away, and we know it can be very hard for a number of people. I want to encourage us to pray this Wednesday. We need to be praying firstly that our young people in a world of self-indulgence and fed by pleasure-seeking behavior, right, will set aside time to see God's face, dig deeper roots into God, and harden themselves against temptation. The second thing I want us to be praying about is that I want to pray that the men of Jamaica would be known for honoring ladies, sacrificing themselves for them instead of taking advantage of them, adding value to them and not degrading them. Now, in our Jamaican society right now, again, pleasure-seeking behavior. What we see from men is that them want, girl in a bungle, girl, and there's that kind of behavior, right? That's being propagated when a man just goes and just have sex with as many people as he wants, and then the bird them say, yo man, you touch that thing there. And we're just like, what? Are we talking about Aki in a market? No, we're talking about women that God created in his image, who are valuable and lovable and capable, and we need them for the sustaining of our society, right? So it would be lovely if Jamaican men could be known for the value that they add to women. This is a very serious point I want us to pray about. The third thing I want us to be praying about is that our ladies would stand in sexual purity and not lower their standards, but add value to themselves by waiting until marriage, right? A lot of times the society blames the men. The man them this and the man them that. Well, for a man to have sex with a woman, the woman, unless we're talking about a rape situation, the woman would have to allow it or take part in it. And many times the women take part in it, right? And they have a lot of children because they're taking part in the sex act, right? So it's important that if we really believe that love is self-sacrificing, we know who loves us, because they're not going to come and say, if you love me, you go have sex with me. What they're going to say is that if you love me, you go wait until you're married before have sex. That's what it means. And we need to be praying for a redefinition of the understanding of what love is, especially in this present day society in the 21st century. And we want the ladies to get it. You are valuable, ladies. Men, you are valuable. So honor your bodies, right? In this Ash Wednesday time period, take some time, focus on what is important. Jesus Christ is important. You can do so many other things, but if you don't know Jesus, you're derailed already from your purpose, right? Sexual purity is such an important part of this thing, because with sexual impurity, we are derailed from our purpose. All right, the three people that I want us to be praying about this week, the Love March movement, right? We're saying want everybody, pick one person, right? A married person, and you know that this married person, their partner is away, all right, or is sick, right? Like really sick, like terminally ill sick. I want you to pray for them, because that is very difficult, and there's a lot of the person, as a lot of times trying to take care of their partner, and it's very difficult over a long stretch of time. My grandmother took care of my grandfather for 13 years. He had Alzheimer's. And I mean, just stuff like that are very difficult. I want to pray that they will be strengthened, right? That their roots will be deepened, that in loving God, that they will keep focused in what it means to love my neighbor and even love my spouse, right? Secondly, I want to pray for I want everybody to pick a single person to pray for, and this is a single person specifically that has been single for a very long time. It doesn't have to be as long as 40 years, right? Because there are some persons I know. A pastor that got married the other day who was brushing 45, just got married and saved himself, right, for his bride. But I want us to be pray for anybody that has been staying single, right? And it's in this difficult culture, right? Pray for them that they would stand strong and keep their eyes focused on God and not be derailed from their purpose. Thirdly, I want us to pray for one young lady or young man that who is discerning and trying to figure out who really loves them and who doesn't, right? The cardinal pointer is that love is self-sacrificing. Let's pray that persons would get that young ladies would get that. If the man love you, he might go with it. That the men would get that. If the woman really love you, she not gonna force herself upon you, right? These are the 3 points and 3 people for this week. I encourage you, keep strong, keep praying, and keep standing for righteousness. Wherever you are an agent of transformation, and may God have his way in our hearts, right? #I'll value. Yeah.